Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It has been a while, and we'll catch you up on everything that's been going on and some posts. But I've been away for about a month coaching hockey and deer hunting here in Michigan, USA. I'm back finally to get a video out. Thank you for everyone that continued watching while I was away, and for everyone that found me while I wasn't making videos. I appreciate you being here. And this video goes out to Alex UNURHORO. Hopefully I said that right, sir. Thank you for being a channel member and supporting the channel. Let's jump into the Doomsday video. Doomsday, what is it? It is the active tournament where you take on an epic monster squad looking to acquire a lot of valor and experience points. You are not going to win these battles, but it is a good way for you to gain valor and experience to level up your captains within the game of total battle. Let's head on out to the Doomsday epic undead squad. Now, first things first, if you are new or newer to this game, you probably don't have a lot of resources. Silver for your troops, gold saved up. Somebody in the game has probably attacked you and wiped out your resources. So you need to be smart when it comes to taking on the epic monster squads. I've put out videos in the past talking about only using your mercenaries because they are cheap to revive. A lot of people don't like that, but that is one strategy that you can use while fighting the epic undead squad monsters. It is cheap if you have mercenaries unlocked from the Triumphal Challenge. Otherwise, stacking your troops is the way to go. Before we get into that, make sure you have your bonuses turned on. All right, so on your phone or in your browser, jump into the items area. You're going to want to go to your bonuses. Turn on your VIP. These are good habits to get into when you're going to play, even if you're taking on common monsters or the rare monster squads. If you have bonuses, come on in here, turn on at least the 1 hour bonus. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. You will build these up. The stronger your clan gets, the more and more you will accumulate over time. And it might even be a good strategy to just save them at the beginning if you are very small. But turn them on. Now, it's debatable here. The army strength is a good one to use. You're going to get that 25% army strength bonus. I used to turn on the army health when taking on the epic squads. I don't know how much it really works. So I've been saving it and only using the army health bonus when I'm taking on the common and rare monsters. Once you have your bonuses turned on, first you got to understand level stacking. So the way the game works, you see on the right hand side here, enemy troops. There are 4 layers of this undead squad. So 4 troop sets. Here's the epic monster, the flying unit. You can see their strength and health, leadership, initiative. They have an 80% bonus against your melee units. Go to the next level, the next squad. Plus 45% against your mounted units. 60% against your ranged units. 50% against your flying units. So essentially, your monsters, if you have any, and your mercenaries are the way to go. Personally, for me, if you're a small army, it doesn't matter. Use what you have, because essentially that's what you have to do anyway. When you get bigger, a lot of these bonuses and the attack strategy comes into play. as you have a bigger army. That's my belief. But when you have a small army or low-level troops, and I did train some level 1s, 2s, and 3s, so we can work with those, and you can see how the battle works out for you. So what we're going to do here, you can send one captain. It's not like Arachne where you can send all 3. You can send one captain, and I'm going to use my lowest level captain for this so we can best simulate your small army. So if we look in here, what captains do we have? Our smallest is Proscope. Now he is going to increase your scout's health and scout strength. We have Stroer over here, and if you are a small player in the game, you probably want to keep leveling up Stroer because he is going to increase your army carrying capacity and your resource gathering on the world map. When I started playing the game, I didn't really know that, so I didn't really worry too much about Stroer. I was just kind of playing blind. Over here we got Bran. He's got our engineering corps health and strength bonus. So I'm just going to plug Proscope in. Now, ideally, if you're going in and you're fighting these epic squads, you know, you're going to want to use someone like Ide, who's going to give you your guardsman health and strength bonus. You'll want to use someone, maybe Tengle, if you want to increase your march range and speed. You got Logos here, who's going to help your specialists and give you a bonus. You also have, if you're looking for more valor, you're going to get bonus after victory with Doria. I don't use her because you're not going to win the battle against the epic squad, so I save Doria to get this bonus when you're taking on the common and rare monsters. And who else do we got here? Where's Cleopatra? Oh, I already have her sitting over here, so she's going to give you the army and health bonus, I believe. Strength of your army. So let's plug her back in. All right, so we're going to pick a captain. And again, if you're new in the game, those are kind of the key. You're going to want to look at Stroer. You're going to want to look at Carter, who's your Crypt Raider. Get them up. But Ide, I think, is the most valuable of the captains. So when you go into battle, I'd focus on using Ide and get her built up so they can get your guardsman health and strength bonus. You also have Sophia over here, who's going to give your health to the entire army. Another good captain to use. But for this, I'm going to use Proscope, and let's level him up and you see what kind of bonus we get. Now, he's going to offer us nothing here as far as bonuses to our troops. So the way that the attack log works and the way that this game works when you go into battle against the epic squad, you have 4 levels, okay? These are 4 different layers of undead squads that make up this epic undead Doomsday army. So the way it works, whether the army of the undead squad attacks you first or you attack first, it's going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to trade strikes. So for example, I'll just take a look at the mercenaries here and my monsters. If these were my 4 strongest levels of troops, okay? So we'll go in here, take a look at your health points. This is what it goes off of, 6,090 health points. So for each epic hunter that you send in, each one has 6,090 health points, okay? So you take that 6,090 times 72 to come up, if I were to send all of those, what their total health points are. So in this case, 6,090 times 72 is 438,480 health points or hit points. So they would be the highest in this case right now until you go over here. These guys are 11,000. So again, you take that 11,220 times 630. So this level of epic monster hunters would have your highest health points. So they would be first in the initiative. So essentially what would happen, if you're attacked first, this first monster squad is going to kill off all 630 of your mercenaries. They are gone. They will never attack. Then you would retaliate with your next squad. Then the epic squad is going to attack and kill off your mercenaries. Then your next monster level would attack. Then they're going to strike back and kill off your monsters. Then you are going to attack. And then one more time, they're going to attack and wipe out your 4 strongest levels of troops. These are the troops that can do the most damage against the epic undead squad. They're going to get you the most kills, the most valor points, the most experience points when they attack. So what you want to do is start with your lowest level of troops, okay? I don't want to take more troops. I want them to all go away. Deselect all. Why is that not working? Let's try this again. Deselect. There we go. So we have proscope selected here. Make sure our dragon is selected. So all the way to the bottom. And take a look at this number here. This is the leadership. So proscope right now can take 2,886 leadership points. All right. So you see here, the archer has 1 leadership. That's for each archer. Now, if we go up to our level 1 rider, he has a 2 leadership. Also compare our rider 1 health points, 300. Our archer level 1, 150. Our spearman level 1, 150. So the rider is double. Now let's take a look at our level 2 guardsmen. You have 270 for the archer, so they're just below the rider. Get up into our level 3 rider, it's going to be double. So 270 for the archer and spearman, 540 for the rider. So if you don't have a calculator set up, you can dump all this information into a spreadsheet to do the calculations. If you're in a hurry, or like I do most of the time, just use a simple doubling rule, okay? So right now, if we looked, we could just max that out, 2,886 troops, and we would be done. We would have 1 attack, and these guys would die immediately. And that would be it. We would get no points. Game over. Now, Doomsday, for me, and especially if you have a small army like this where you can only take 2,886 troops. If I was just taking these guys with leadership of 1, we could take a total of 2,886 troops. The Doomsday squad gives you more points than, say, Arachne, but it is harder to kill. I found that these monsters are stronger than the Arachne swarm. Plus, in Arachne, you can send all 3 of your captains, so you can obviously take more troops. And you see right here, so it'd be 12,000 if I use Cleopatra. If I use Farad, he can take 6,000, so that would be 18,000. Plus proscope, so we're a little over 21,000 if we were in Arachne and could take all 3 of our troops. So for this first example, we're just going to use proscope here. He's my lowest level captain. So we're going to see what we can do as far as leveling him up. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to start pulling this slider over. The goal here is I want to get past 4 layers of troops. So we have 727 of these guys. Just me pulling the slider over quickly. Times 150. So we have about 109,000 health points for each of these. So what I want is the next level of troops to be below that. So we have 270 here. So 270... That's not quite double. So if we wanted to do like 400. That gets us to 108,000. So we're going to type in 400 troops here. And let's take 400 of these guys. Now we get into our riders. They're half of that. So we got that 727 divided by 2. We want it to be a little less. We can take about 360 riders. 316, because then we max out here. So right now, if you look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of troops. Now I'm going to make the assumption that you're a small army and you don't have any monsters, so I'm not going to put any monsters in. But we do have these epic monster hunters, and this is what you're going to have. And I just recently leveled up to level 5 guardsmen and unlocked this next layer of epic monster hunters. So these guys are going to be dying off here soon. But look in, remember, 6,090. So we need to be below about 108,000 to get these guys outside of that first 4 strikes. So we're looking at about 17 of these guys we can send into battle. So let's just reduce that to 15, and hopefully that's enough they can kill at least one. So we have our bonuses turned on. We're going to send these guys in. Now, the reason for putting such a small amount, remember, we're going to trade strikes back and forth. These first 4 layers are going to kill off 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go what would be called a run, where our riders are going to strike, and then our epic monsters are going to strike without being retaliated upon. And then the 1-for-1 battle will strike again, and we're going to die off. The goal is to have enough layers so that you can have your stronger troops, like your mercenaries and your monsters, attack 2, 3, 4 times. And I will show you how to do that in the second example. So we're going to start our march on the Doomsday Epic Undead Monster Squad. So see what happens here. We sent in ProScope. He leveled up from 17 to 20. So 3 levels based off of the experience that he gathered in battle. The scout strength gets a +6 bonus, +6 health. You see the leadership, authority, dominance. So now we could take essentially 175 more troops the next time we were to use ProScope. But now let's go in to our journal and take a look at what we accomplished. So we got 1.5 million in valor. Not a lot, but if you're a small army where you're still leveling up your researches and you're, spending 50, 60,000, 100,000 in valor to level up, that'll 1.5 million will help you out. So we killed 3 of the 4 troop types. Let's look at our detail. So we did strike first. Our archers, 727 level 1 archers was not enough to kill anything. Then our spearmen were attacked. So there go our spearmen. Our level 2 archers were able to take out 1 monster. Then the monster attacked and killed our level 2 spearmen. Our riders, level 1 riders, never sleep on the level 1 riders. They came in with 71 kill. Then our archers died off. So there is, where do we got? 1, then we got 2, then we have 3. Now here comes the 4th layer. Our mercenaries jumped in and killed 1. There goes our level 2 archers. Our riders come in with a kill. Dead. Then we get another strike. So a second attack from our mercenaries, and we're off. So we didn't have enough troops in to get our run going here against the Doomsday Squad. So now let's put in some more troops. Now what I recommend when you go into this revive troops, you have to revive your captain. I would revive the mercenaries, and I would kill off the rest of these troops. I would not spend potion or gold reviving them. You just want to get rid of these guys. Gold and potion, especially if you're small, you don't want to waste it on these monsters because dragon coins are hard to come by. You'd want to revive your monsters, but those troops, it is better to train them up than to spend your money or your valuable resources reviving them. So now let's go over to Cleopatra here. So if we take a look at Cleopatra, now if we just went and used the standard default from the game and click select all, right? The way the game works and the way it selects all for you is it starts with your strongest, and it's going to give you your strongest troops all the way down. Then it's going to start at the top, and see here when it gets into our troops, it just takes my highest level of rider and maxes it out, our lion riders, and that's it. That is not what we want to do. We want to get as many layers of troops in here as possible. So it's going to send all my monsters. It's going to send everybody here. Now, this is the number we want to watch out because we do not want these mercenaries to end up in the top 4. So it's 630 monster hunters. Times that by the 11,220 health points. We have over 7 million health points here. My next strongest troops are right here. They are the monsters. So we only have 40 of them. You times that by 51,000, and you have 2 million. So the way this would work is our epic monster hunters would be the first strike, if they strike first, and then they would be killed off immediately following. So let's deselect all. Let's go to the bottom here. We can take 11,613 of our troops down here, which I think it's supposed to be over 12,000. So we'll see what happens when we start filling these out. So let's just start plugging some stuff in. Let's go up maybe 2,000. Let's put in another 2,000 of our spearmen. Now we got to be a little below that. We don't have to quite be half. Let's go 1,250. Let's put in 1,250 here. We still have a little ways to go. So let's go to our riders. We have to be half of that. So let's go 999 to make sure the riders are below there. Now let's take a look. So the riders are 300. Now we get into our level 3 troops here. That's 480. So just doing some quick math. 80. It's about 1.3 times more. So let's see. Can get away with about 750 of these guys. Let's just take 700. Check my math real quick since I just did that off the top of my head. 700 times 480 gives you 336,000. And 999 times 300, 299,000. So that's a little too much. Let's lower that to 650. Take 650 over here. So now we're building layers here is what we're doing. Another 650. Now we'll get in, excuse me, to our riders here. We'll take 582 and we'll be done. Now I could continue on and put smaller amount of riders and start getting the level 4 and 5 troops in there. I'm not going to do that in this example because the goal here is to show you the smaller armies as you're building up what you can do with your lower level troops. Essentially, if I was doing this, I would, start with my level 3 since I have them, but essentially get my level 4s and 5s into battle. Now let's go up to our monsters. Now we want to keep the monsters out of the top 4 attacks. The water elementals here are the lowest level monster. And then it gets to stronger monster squads up here. So in order to keep them out of the top 5, let's get over here. 582 times 540. So we have 314,000. That's still a little higher than it needs to be. So let's lower this to 550. And then we can get another layer of troops here. 500. There, we'll get another layer in. So we want to check out the monsters now. 5,700, and we want to be below 300,000, just the way that everything has worked out here. The lower of initiative that you can get the monsters, the farther down they are, and the more chance they have to strike more often. So if we're looking at 5,700, we want to be below 300,000, remember. So we're going to take, we could take about 52 of them. We don't have 52, so let's take all 34. I'll just start plugging these guys over. These guys probably aren't going to kill anyone. Let's take 10. Is it going to be below 300,000? No, it won't. It's going to be 360. So let's lower that. Let's see, 5 here. That'll be below. Just get a couple of these. Not going to do much, and there's actually a chance we might not kill anything. But we're going to take them just for the example. Say you don't have many monsters, as I don't here. I need to start building these up. So now we'll get in to our mercenaries. And we can take about 50 of those to keep them below. Let's go with 35. And then when we get over, I'm going to take these fellas here. 220. So we can take about 25 of these guys to keep them out of the top 4. So let's just go with 15. We had 15 of these level 6 in our previous example. So these 15 to 7. Make sure we click our dragon. We have Cleopatra. Now let's start our march and see what happens. So we attacked. Let's go in to our journal. This time, instead of 1.5 million, we had 38.4 million valor points. More meat, of course, for our dragon. More experience points. A lot more kills. And again, if I was using higher level troops, those would be higher as well. So here's what we have. And you see I did my math kind of poorly because these should be the level 1 troops. So again, take the time, plug in the health points, and calculate out how many troops so that these first 4 layers are your lowest level guardsmen and specialists. So we're going to strike back and forth. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. Now, here's where our run starts, and here's where the level stacking. Once you get out of these first 4, so 2 kills, die off. 3 kills, die off. 3 kills, another layer dies off. Then our riders. These level 1 riders, you gotta love the level 1 riders. 602 kills, and then there's our level 3 guys. Archers, I believe those are, get killed off. So now we go on a run. So now here's all the other levels that we put together beyond our top 4. So we have the level 1 spearmen. Again, I would take the time, do the math properly, and you get your level 1s up in the top because it's better if they die off. So we got 4, 2. There's 286. There's our monsters come in with 2. 278. There's another kill. 3 more. There's 2 more. There's 4 kills from our monster hunters. There's 2. There's 4. There's our dragons. Our battle boars killed some. So now we've used up all of our levels, or all of our layers of guardsmen, and now the pattern of exchanging hits starts over again. So our level 1 riders killed off. Then we respond. Here's level 2, 3, and 4. Now, the way it works, here we go again. Unretaliated strikes. So here's all our strong monsters, some of our stronger layers of troops, and our mercenaries. all these kills. Now it's going to start over again. There goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it repeats with what we have remaining. So here again, our monsters, our mercenaries, and our strongest layer of troops that we added in at the end are level 4. And our dragons. And now here we go. One more time. 1, 2, 3. There go our mercenaries. 4. So now we still have our strongest mercenary layer left. There's our dragons. There's our battle boars. Now that's all we had remaining was 3 levels of troops. So now we will be completely killed off, and the battle ends. So 67 lines of attacks back and forth. So that is the way to take on the epic monsters. Again, that's for the Doomsday squad. If you're playing against Arachne, you can take all 3 of your guards, or all 3 of your captains. The one thing I like to do in that case is to take 2 of my higher level or highest level captains and then take 1 lower level so that you can help up or help get this level of captain higher by taking all these extra guardsmen and layers of troops into battle. So again, when you go in, I recommend, you revive your mercenaries, revive your monsters with your potions and your gold, and then everyone else, just start killing them off. It's not worth it to spend it on these guys. It's better to go in and train them with silver than to spend your gold or your potions on these guys. And I know if you're small enough, you're saying, well, I don't have enough silver. Mine some silver, join a good clan, a large clan where you're getting consistent rewards each day and saving up on silver. The larger players in the game will help you. They'll even create some villages for you to mine if you ask. Save those resources. I know you're probably going to get attacked at some point and lose a lot of it. If you have enough gold to bubble up, do it, but plan accordingly. You can't participate in every single event if you're a small player in the game. You have to be wise. You got to be strategic about it. Decide to save up. These are weekly, and they just kind of roll through. The Doomsday, Arachne, the other monster squads, Shadow Invasion, where you can collect your CP points. That's conquest points. They kind of roll through on a regular weekly cadence, so save up for whichever one you want to participate in, and then strategically attack by using level stacking. Again, shout out to Alex UNURHORO. Thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate you being here. Everyone that stuck with me while I've been away for the past month, everyone that's found me while I have been making videos, thank you. There's going to be more Total Battle videos to come. This is Joe. Good luck on the battlefield. Happy battling. We will see you next time.